Hey Vibe Makers, it's Lila with LB Novelties, and today I'm filming a video all about wellness. I'm going to be showing you how I keep track of my physical well-being, mental well-being, and spirituality. So if you want to see all my tips, stay tuned and don't forget to hit that like button. Alright, so my first tip for you is to take care of your physical well-being. If you don't have a strong, healthy body, then you really can't make the best of your day. So something that I've been doing recently, and I've actually been doing it since last May of 2018, has been drinking celery juice. I got introduced to it by my best friend who told me about the medical media. She told me to read the book and look into drinking celery juice. I've always had issues with my digestion, and recently I started having issues with my thyroid. And after several tests and visits to the doctor, I thought, let me give this a shot. I'm all about trying something natural, so I decided I'm going to start the celery juice detox. This beautiful green stem here has changed my life tremendously. I have it to thank for my high energy and my stomach just being back to normal. It has really improved my health and made me feel the best version of myself. So some of the things that I've seen change progressively since I started celery juicing was my energy. First of all, it's up and the best that it's been in years. I've also noticed that I'm able to think clearly. I don't have that brain fog. And last year throughout the day I was okay, but then once the afternoon hit, I would just feel so sluggish and just not feel myself. I couldn't think clearly. I just was not remembering things, and that's just not who I am. So this has completely changed that. I am so much more productive now. I feel like I get so much more done throughout the day, and I just feel so active and ready to just enjoy life. I wake up every morning ready to just succeed in the day. And I also noticed that I just feel like I could honestly think clearly. The fact that I felt almost like there was this haze over my eyes and that I just wasn't fully there was hard for me. I've always been so active and multitasking throughout the day, and that's just been my personality my whole life. So it was hard to kind of take a step back and see, okay, I really need to take care of my physical well-being. It's something that I really take seriously now and try to incorporate other things into my life to change for the better. So this thing I love. I drink it every morning before I eat anything and before I drink anything. So you have to drink 16 ounces of this prior to eating or drinking, and then you wait 15 minutes and then you're free to go and do whatever you want throughout the day. It's not such a big drastic change. So my second tip for you guys is to take care of your mental well-being. I feel like a lot of us are constantly being overburdened with so much information and comparing ourselves to others, or feeling like, why am I not at where I need to be in my life, or what is going on with my life? Am I where I need to be? And your poor brain's just like overdrive. Last year, I really worked on practicing the clearing of your subconscious mind and really understanding it. I've always been one to practice meditation and self-care and self-awareness, but I feel like last year I really took it to that next level, and I'm really happy I did. And how I accomplished that was reading several books in regards to the law of attraction, subconscious mind, just how to improve yourself. And so some of the books I read, I don't have them here because I've lent them to my cousin, but the very first one I read was The Secret. And it kind of is an introduction to the law of attraction. I would recommend that for someone that's beginning and just kind of wanting to understand what it is. And when they say the stuff there, I think some people have read it and they felt, well, it doesn't really work. It's not just about thinking it, it's actually putting your thoughts into action. You can't just assume that I want something and it's magically going to appear. You actually have to put your mind to work and think, feel, and do it. And that's what I tell myself every day. You have to think it, you have to feel it, and you have to do it. So you have to think what it is that you want in your mind. You have to feel it in your heart, really feel it in there, and put it into action, meaning do it. So what I learned through the law of attraction was just understanding that I have the control to be able to put what I want out of my life into action. So that was one book that I read. The second one that I really enjoyed reading, and that's another book that my cousin's reading at the moment, is You're a Badass by Jen Sincero. I love that book. It's such a fun and witty book, and the way she describes the subconscious mind and how we need to stop self-doubting ourselves is amazing. For any of you guys that are out there that are starting the process of trying to attract what you want out of your life, what kind of life you want to have, that's a really great book to read, guys. I really recommend it. The third book I read is The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. I hope I'm saying that correctly. I really love this book. This is one of the books that I saw Oprah mention, and she had him on her Super Soul Sunday, which I love watching that. But it was a really great book, and it's funny when I read these books, it's kind of like taking me through the process of where I'm at in my life. And I don't want to give the whole story away, but it's basically a boy who's looking for his treasure, and just the process that he goes through and the years that he spends trying to find it, and how he never gives up. And it's just a great way to show you that no matter what, don't give up on your dreams and goals. If they really mean that much to you, you can put them into action. And then right now, currently, I am reading this book called The Power of Your Subconscious Mind by Joseph Murphy. This one's really great. I really love this. And he incorporates some of the Bible verses in this book, and how, you know, how your source energy, or God, I refer to him as God, but however you refer to him, you need to have that connection with him and be able to connect with God, or your source energy, or whoever you want to call it, and just be able to connect with them and have that spirituality with them, and that connection of being able to subconsciously ask for, you know, what you want out of life and put it into action. So I really love that book. That's a really good one. I'm almost done with it, but I highly recommend it. So of course, reading and just understanding what your subconscious mind is all about. All right, so my third tip that I do to help maintain a great well-being is my spirituality. I have a very beautiful connection with God. I am very, very much grateful for him for every single step that I've taken in my life. I know that he's been there by my side, and that has led me to be the person that I am and that I aspire to be. And I know that several of you might not have that belief system, or you might believe other things, but whatever it is, have a spiritual connection to something. It doesn't have to be the same as the person you're, you know, standing next to. As long as you have some spiritual connection to something greater than yourself, I think that is the most remarkable thing that you can do. So in regards to my own well-being, I have my connection to God, of course, and I pray to him every day. We have conversations throughout the day. I meditate and ask him for guidance, and I also pray that I continuously try to live a life that, you know, helps his people out, or if he ever needs me to be there for someone, whatever it is, I pray that he put me on that path. And that's just how I've always lived my life. And I try to project positivity and spread some light in this world, because we desperately need it. But when I, you know, am in touch with my spirituality, there's some steps that I do throughout the day. I try to at least do once a day, and it's meditation. And meditation is really good for you guys. You don't have to have that spirituality aspect. It could just be something that you do for yourself. And what I do myself, I go on Pandora and I put Calm radio station on. I'll turn that on, and then I have my two favorite candles right here. Now, it depends on what mood I'm going for. If I want a really relaxed environment, I really love this one. It's called Gentle Rain by Colonial Candle, and it smells amazing, and it's just so calming, and I love it. If I'm feeling like I need to get my energy level up and I really need a boost during meditation session, I found this one from Ivy Botanics Candle Company, and it's called Energy. I mean, hello, the name's Energy already. It's citrus, and it's just, I mean, I smell this and I'm like, let's do it. So of course, candles are really important to just kind of like aroma, just to get your senses going, because I feel like meditation is all about your senses. So then I have my music on, I light my candle, I, you know, close the door in my room, and I just sit down or lay down on my carpet. You guys don't have to do any specific yoga position. You don't have to have a yoga mat. Meditation is just about you being able to silence out the outside noise and be just with you. And what I love about meditation, it really helps me just to like calm my mind down, focus on what's, you know, my goal in life, and like just to mainly just focus on what's bothering me, or if there's something that I'm trying to figure out, whatever it is. I love just to sit down and meditate. And it's just a time where I meditate and I talk to God as well, and I figure out, like, you know, where it is that I want to be in life, or what steps should I take, or maybe just to zen out. And all you gotta do is zen out. You don't have to have some very amazing, you know, meditation session. Maybe it's just to be able to like shut off your brain and like say, okay, we're gonna give you a 10-minute break. and then you feel, better and relaxed. So that's a great thing I do as meditation. When I do meditate, and this is where my happy planner comes in, which I love my happy planner, I have a section in the back and I write down all my thoughts about meditation in my gratitude section. So for example, here's a little section that I have, and I used a Faith Warrior planner, and I'll just show you what it looks like blank. So the top section, I write down top 3 things that I enjoy, moments that I had in the day that I loved. And then the middle section, I write down my gratitude section. So I write down something that I'm grateful for, whatever it may be, it gets written down. And then the last section, because it's separated into 3 sections, I write down what I got out of meditation. And when I say this, sometimes you might not get anything. You might just be like, okay, it was radio silence. But you could say, did I feel calm? Okay, write that down. I like to write down, like when I meditate, I really focus on meditation. The more you practice, the more you will really get into it. But sometimes I'll get an image that pops in my head, and I make sure to remember what that is and write it down. I'll look up what it means. Sometimes if it's something that is important to me, I'll look up the meaning of seeing a certain image. If I get a certain message out of it, I'll write it down. So it's just a great way for me to keep track of my meditation sessions, and then also be writing a gratitude journal, because I really recommend that, guys. Be grateful. Gratitude will bring good things to you, guys. The more grateful you are of life, the more life will give you things to be grateful for. That's my philosophy, and I really believe in that. So gratitude journal is a must. And one thing I want to mention in my planner is this is part of my wellness section of the gratitude journal. It's my wellness section where I keep track of my celery juice take. So how many days I take celery juice, how much water I drink, if I take a B12 vitamin, which I haven't had to take B12 in probably a couple of weeks because my energy level's just been awesome. And then I also keep track of my minutes of meditation. And then the bottom I just write down how I feel physically, like if I'm feeling energetic or whatever it may be. So I love the Happy Planner system for that, because it really helps me to keep track. And it's just fun to come at the end of the day and just fill this out and feel like I'm doing something to improve my well-being, at the same time having fun with the Happy Planning system. All right, bag bakers, hopefully you guys got something beneficial from the tips that I suggested to improve your well-being. And if you guys have any suggestions for me, make sure to leave in the comments below. Oh, and as always, peace and love.